Are you sure you're a good person? Not the sometimes I do nice things kind of good. I mean deep down. In the part of you no one else sees. What do you really believe about yourself? Here's a more uncomfortable question. If tomorrow there were no laws, no judgment, no punishment, how differently would you live? Are you a good person? Or just someone who's afraid of consequences? There are brief moments, right after you do something good, when your mind whispers a small question. Did I help this person because I truly cared? Or because I wanted to see myself as a good person? Am I avoiding doing bad things because I don't want to do them? Or because I'm scared of getting caught? Scared of guilt? Scared of ruining my image? Most of the time, you push those thoughts away quickly because they make you uncomfortable. But once you've seen them, it's hard to unsee. Every one of us carries a story in our head about who we are. Some people see themselves as, I'm a kind person. I would never hurt anyone. I live with integrity. That story keeps us afloat. It lets us feel okay, not like a horrible human being. But the problem is, that story isn't always the truth. And to keep that pretty story alive, we're happy to ignore a lot of ugly details about ourselves. All the times we were selfish. All the times we were indifferent. All the times we hurt someone. And then said to ourselves, well, I had no choice. Think about a very simple example. You're walking down the street, and you find a wallet. Inside, cash, cards, everything. You decide to return it. From the outside, that's what a good person does. But the motives inside can be very different. You return it because you genuinely feel for the person who lost it. If I lost this, I'd be screwed too. You return it because you think, it's the right thing to do. I'd feel guilty if I kept it. You return it because you're afraid of cameras. Afraid someone will see. Afraid of getting in trouble. You return it because you want praise. You want to be seen as honest and kind. The action is the same. Who you are, however, depends on this. If you remove the rewards and the punishments, would you still do it? Here's a deeply annoying test. Imagine a world, just in your head, where there are no consequences, no laws, no cameras, no one knows, no one remembers, no one judges. Nothing you do ever comes back to hit you later. In that world, would you still return the wallet? Would you still be as faithful as you think you are? Would you still be as honest as you tell yourself? How many of your moral boundaries are actually fear in disguise, wearing the mask of principles? This question isn't here so you can decide, I'm trash, I'm a terrible human being. It's here to measure something else. Is your morality built on conviction or on fear? Here's another uncomfortable piece. A lot of the good we do happens in front of a mirror, literal or symbolic. We think we're helping other people, but sometimes we're just helping our self-image. You post a status supporting a social issue. Do you do it because you deeply believe in it? Or because you want to be on the right side? You show mercy to someone who messed up. Are you doing it because you truly want them to have a second chance? Or because you like seeing yourself as the bigger person? You say you've forgiven someone, but you keep retelling the story again and again, just to remind yourself and everyone else how noble you were. There's no moral scoreboard here, just one disturbing realization. Sometimes we do the right thing, not for the sake of the right thing, but for the feeling of, I am a good person. There's an idea called moral luck. It basically says, not everyone who does less bad stuff is actually more moral. Sometimes their life just gave them fewer chances to do something bad. You say, I would never steal. But you've never been poor enough to choose between stealing and going hungry. You say, I would never betray someone. But you've never been in a situation where every part of you wanted to run. You say, I'd never be corrupt. But you've never had a huge sum of money handed to you in secret, with no one watching. Maybe you really are a good person, Or maybe you just never had the perfect opportunity to be worse. From the outside, those two things look dangerously similar. Imagine that at some point, you actually do something bad. You lie to save yourself. You stab someone in the back. You abandon someone who needed you because you were too tired, too afraid, or too selfish. That moment when you realize, I'm not as good as I thought I was, can be one of the most painful moments in your life. Because it's not just a mistake, it's a crack in the story you've been telling about yourself. In that moment, you have a few options. Explain it away, blame the situation, keep your good person label untouched, or face the hard truth. You're an ordinary human being, capable of doing good, and also capable of doing some very bad things. Not a hero, not a monster, just human. Maybe the problem is that we treat good person as a noun. I am a good person. He is a bad person. Nouns feel fixed, final, like a verdict. But what if morality is more like a verb? Instead of asking, am I a good person? We ask, in this situation, what am I actually trying to do? Am I trying to do the decent thing? As much as my messy self can or not? No one is 100% good. No one is 100% evil. All we really have are specific choices, tiny actions, day after day, often when no one is watching, except you. So back to the original question. Are you a good person, or just someone who's afraid of consequences? Honestly, most of us are a bit of both. We're scared of being judged, scared of paying the price, scared of seeing ourselves as terrible. But at the same time, there is usually a small, very real part of us that wants to do the right thing, just because it's right, even if no one ever finds out. Maybe the scariest thing isn't realizing you're not entirely good. Maybe it's this. After you've seen your dark side, you still have to decide what to do with the time you have left. Do you let that darkness become your excuse? Or do you use it as a reminder to try, in your limited, imperfect way, to be just a bit more decent? Not so people will call you a good person, but so you don't have to look in the mirror and see someone who abandoned everything just because they were scared, tired, or didn't want the trouble. If tomorrow, no one could judge your morality anymore, no law, no public opinion, no karma, no heaven, no hell, how differently would you live? Which good things would you stop doing? And which good things would you quietly keep doing anyway? Even if no one knew, and no one ever said thank you?